Hello everyone. Before starting today's session, I would like to share my sincere thanks to Professor Amarnath sir and his team member. So now we are going to start today's session. So today's session is on how to write research proposal for getting grants. I would like to share my personal experience before actually going towards the slide. I have written three proposals during my PhD. One is for AICT, one is for DST, one is for TCube 2. Out of these three different agencies, so during my PhD, I received two grants from one is from AICT under Research Promotion Scheme and another is TCube 2. So total cost is TCube which I have received 5,20,000 and under AICT RPS scheme I received 18 lakh. So this actual amount is received under my guide name because I am working under him. So I received grant under his name. So in the last year I received grant from DST and one is from University of Mumbai. So DST I received grant to organize entrepreneurship awareness camp and from Mumbai University I received grant on one research topic. So we'll start the session. So while writing the general step while writing the research proposal is 10 steps we need to follow while writing any research proposal. First one is identify your need and center of attention. Next is finding funding agency. Third step is basic eligibility criteria and guideline. Next is write your proposal as per format. Fifth step is add collaborative agency. Next is sixth step, categorize your proposal. Seventh is budget requirement. Eighth is identify the equipment supplier with tentative quotation. Next, eighth step is identify the reviewers. And 10th is benefit to the society. So very first step is identify your need and center of attention. So what are the things we need to cover? So under this, does the selected idea have long-term potential? This first question we need to define first. Next step, the research reflect contemporary thinking in the field. Next step, do I know the field and its literature well? Next is, could my research fulfill a gap or lead to greater understanding? Which funding agency would be interested in funding this kind of research proposal? Most important is, will my study have significant impact on the field? So these are the things we need to confine or we need to identify before going towards the actual problem. So how this research proposal will help? So the research proposal will important as a part of research proposal. It is important for research for teacher as well as student because it will help student as well as teacher for detailed analysis of everything which are related to the proposal. When you have proper independent analysis on any topic, the result come out of fruitful and also the knowledge is enhanced. As a result, it will enhance much higher level of confidence in conducting the research-based learning project. Critical thinking also shows deeper interest in research and higher level of engagement, which has a very positive impact, like how we work with the team on research project, develop transferable skill, includes critical thinking, problem solving technique, communication skill, collaboration and independent thinking, discovering, exploring, testing, and understanding theory and practical skill. Generally, in after completion of B, student may think that the 4 year which I studied, which is not actually implementable. But if in the final year or in the third year, if you identify the topic, start working on it, start writing the proposal, it will help you the overall development of your project. Okay, means your skill is going to improve. Okay, what are those skills? That is critical thinking, problem solving technique, communication skill, writing skill, collaborative skill, team building, exploring, discovering, and understanding various types of theory and practical skills which are related to your topic. So this is my first slide, which is identify your need and center of attention. That is very important. Next step is finding the funding agency. After identifying the topic, next part is funding agency. So funding agency means what are the different funding agency which are available in the market. So while identifying the topic for research proposal, the first step is more important, which is transforming your idea. Choose a topic that will enable you to read and understanding the literature, ensuring the topic is manageable and related literature is available. Make the list of important keywords. Define your topic as a focus research question. Read more about the topic before finalizing the idea, or center of attention. So after center of attention is we are moving towards that is finding funding agency. So the funding agency in generally we are categorized into four groups. First one is a ministry which supplies direct fund. Next is the national level bodies, international level agencies, and other agencies. So I clearly mentioned that is ministerial part and national level bodies. So some ministries are providing direct fund for research. That is Ministry of Science and Technology by Department of Scientific and Industrial Research. Next is the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Ministry of Ayush, Ministry of Food Processing, Ministry of Environment, and Department of Education. So these are the few ministries which are providing the fund for research. Next is the national level bodies. That is University Grant Commission, UGC, is providing the fund. Center of for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, is providing the fund. Next is a Department of Science and Technology, which is DST, which is providing the fund in various areas. DST is providing the fund. Next is a AICT. AICT is also providing the fund in the various areas, which is All India Council for Technical Education. Next is the National Council of Applied Economic Research and minor research grant for from the university. Various universities also providing the grant under this. So after finding out the actual topic, after finalizing the topic, next step is finding the agency. Next step is we need to identify after finalizing the funding agency, we need to check each funding agency is having different criteria, eligibility criteria and guidelines. The Science and Engineering Research Board, which is SERB. SERB is a Science and Engineering Research Board. Decided some guideline and criteria for the research external research funding scheme. for academic institute, research laboratories, and other R&D organization to carry out the basic research for principal investigator and co-principal investigator. They should be permanent. Okay, they should be permanent at their post. Okay, will have sufficient experience in that field. Also, sufficient publications must be there, and it is better if they are having patent in that field. Okay. So these are the some criteria depending upon the funding agency. These criteria are going to vary, but in general, the if you have good research paper, research publication, if you have good experience, and if your organization is NBA accredited or NAC accredited, it will having the good weightage for funding agencies for getting the fund. So these are the general guidelines and criteria. Next is write your proposal as per the format. Okay, so write any research proposal as per the overall. The structure is same. That is, cover letter must be there, executive summary must be there, statement of need, goals, objective must be there, methods, strategies are there, plan of evaluation, budget, and organizational information. These are the things must be there in every proposal. So the cover letter is the introduction to your project. Make sure that project to the reviewer or official staff. So while writing cover letter, make sure that specific person in the organization to whom your letter is addressed. In cover letter, 2 points are important. That is, first is how much money you needed and summary. So that cover letter is important as like the abstract of the research paper. Okay. Next is executive summary. Executive summary is like a general idea of what it is you are looking to get fund. You can expand a bit, but it should be no longer than 1 page. The executive summary must not be longer than 1 page. So it should be 1 page. You have to confine your executive summary. Statement of need. So while writing the statement of need, make sure that the pinpoint of the problem statement clearly defined, because if the problem statement is not clearly in defined means the reviewer mind is not a solvable problem. Keep the problem statement brief, but be sure to concentrate, describe the problem in very short manner. If the possible, add some photos, okay, when appropriate to stage the need. Okay. So in short, I would like to say that the statement of need is like you are confining your problem to the reviewer in absence of your presence. Okay, it should be have, if you are it's better if you have photographs, will that photographs will able to show your actual depth of your problem. Okay. Next is a goal and objective. The goal and objective must be clearly defined, so let the reviewer knows what you believe the outcome will be if the sanction grant that you are requesting in your proposal. This is the portion where you describe what you will achieve on both general and specific outcome. So objective goals are very important. You have to give the more weightage while setting the objective. Should be general, technical objective or specific objective. Okay. Method and strategies. The method and strategies session need a lot of detail about your plan. Means this method and strategies is longer. It's like after introductory part, after literature part, you are writing your things in the elaborative manner. This is important session in your research proposal where You are tie the problem, your goal is remedy the problem together. How you can, how you will solving the problem that you laid out previously. The next is a plan of evaluation. This session describes how you will evaluate your project on ongoing basis to ensure that money is being used efficiently and the end that you initially assured the reader that would be used. Okay, so plan of evaluation is you have to clearly mention while writing the research proposal. Next is budget. This is important session of your project proposal because it will give detailed breakdown as how fund will be used. Okay, in some cases it is depending upon the year long which how many years you want to use that fund. Okay, suppose the 25 lakh fund is sanctioned by some agency and it is the steps wise. In the first year you have to use at least 60% fund or 70% fund. Next, second year, if you want to use 20% fund or 10 to 15% fund. Okay. In the third year, the remaining fund. Okay. The strategy must be there while defining the budget. Then next is organizational information. In this session, your organizational information clearly mention about history of about your organization, key member of your organization, anyone with the management responsibility should be included with education experience with some personal information of the key member. Keep it in mind that the most important step in writing grant proposal come before a single word in written. You should extensively map out everything to do with your proposal. Okay, so this is very important. So while writing any step proposal, these steps we need to follow. Next is a collaborative agency. So what is a collaborative agency? Collaborative agency means if the two agencies having same interest in they are working in the same area, okay, and they want to do research collaboratively. So in nowadays COVID situation, some universities, some other pharma companies are come together working on some same issue to solve the problem, to identify the antibiotic which will save the life of many. So the collaborative agency plays important role. Okay, the partnership among the research. So before that, so this collaborative agency is nothing but address the mutual expectation, clearly divide and establish responsibility for each task, determine authorship, communicate frequently, take a minute of meeting, then distribute everyone, including the research, access to data, discuss the expectation for the data with all researchers before research begins. The partnership among the researchers ensuring that their knowledge, skill, technique, equipment are made available to everyone interest and mutually benefit the participant. The more research collaboration, the greater are the chances for the success and problem solving. The term collaboration. The term collaboration is in academic research it is usually thought means the equal partnership between the two academic faculty members who are pursuing mutual interest and beneficial research. However, many collaboration involves researcher of different structure, funding status, and type of organization. But in case of collaborative research, the legal document or the agreement must be signed by both the parties through which intellectual property can be disclosed by one party to another party, where the latter party is permitted to use the information of certain purpose and only those purpose that the stated in the agreement. Agree not to disclose the information after the use during the research. In short, collaboration is a process of two or more people or organization works together to complete the task and achieve a goal. Collaboration is similar to cooperation using cooperative learning strategy such as think, pair, share. A few tips for successful collaboration is first one is address mutual expectation. Okay, the first is by discussing the different expectation openly with each member, it easier for each of them member to contribute their project more effectively. Next is a clarity, clearly divide the and establish responsibility for each task. Along the same line of addressing expectation, clearly define a role and responsibility in the project. Next is a determine authorship. In agreement on authorship at the beginning of the project, if the project changes or takes new direction, authorship may going to change. Communication frequently. Communicate frequently. Keep open line communication with all members and have clear understanding about the project deadline, project overall status to complete the research proposal and project within the time. Next is a take a minute, take minutes of meeting and distribute with all members involved in the project. The documentation, email communication is important that can be referred into later communication. Next is access to data. The clear understanding is important at the beginning of the project that who will be access what information. Generally, both collaborative has access to all data. Next is a discuss the expectation for data will all researcher or collaborator at the beginning. Collaboration of research also mean a shared responsibility for integrity in the project or research. All collaborator researchers need to fully disclose funding source at the beginning of the collaboration. If new funding line open or other institution become involved in the research, all involved member in the research should be noted. So this is very important when we are doing the collaboration. Next is categorize your proposal. So categorize your proposal means we need to define the title page, we need to define the abstract, we need to define the introduction, literature review, project description, workforce and budget. So category description, categorize your proposal is very important. So very challenging and key part of project proposal is what we need to include in the research proposal. So few things, that is first one is the title page. The title of proposal gives a clear indication of your proposed research. In the title includes title of your research project, name of the principal investigator, name of the co-principal investigator with detailed information, its affiliation, its address, its point of contact, amount of funding requested. So this must be in the title page. Next is the abstract. The abstract is the first impression of your research proposal to the reviewer. The abstract should be explain the key element of research proposal. In general, abstract includes first is a general purpose, next is a specific goal, Next is a research design. Next is a method and contribution. So in the abstract, we need to cover all this. That is general purpose, specific goal, research design, method, and contribution. Next part is the introduction. In the introduction session, should cover the key element of research proposal, includes problem statement, purpose of research objective, its significance to the society. We need to clearly define that how proposed research different from previous research on the same topic, how the new methodology is useful in the proposed research project. So this must be the part of your introduction part. Next is a literature review. In the literature review is also equal important, as a reviewer want to know whether you have done necessary preliminary research before undertaking the current research project. Okay, so in the literature review, the current literature we need to define there with reference. Okay, also the previous research means at least 10 years before research we need to define there. Okay, the literature review should be selective and critical, not exhaustive. Okay, it is purely related to your topic only. Next is a project description part. In the project description part or project narrative part, the project narrative should be supply all the detail of the proposed research, include problem statement, research objective, method, procedure, outcome. So this must be there. Clearly explicit the statement of connection between the research objective, a research question, hypothesis, methodology, and outcomes. Okay. Next part is workforce. In this session, we need to clearly define the requirement of workforce with the required skill set, functions of workforce. To minimize the expenses, phase out the workforce who are not relevant to the latter part of your project. So while defining this part, we need to clearly define if your project, that is research associate or technical assistant, or must have the ITI degree, diploma degree, or degree, master level. So depending upon your project, workforce are different. Okay. So here the workforce, while defining that, how much span you want for this workforce. It is throughout your project or for short span of time. Okay. Next is a budget. Budget mainly consists of direct and indirect costs, includes the overall overhead charges. So budget also we are going to define next. So budget requirement. So while defining the budget requirement, okay, usually it consists of spreadsheet table with the budget detail as line items and budget that explain various expenses. In the budget requirement, it will include, that is equipment cost, fabrication cost, material cost, consumable cost, traveling cost, any other expenses, miscellaneous cost. If you want consultancy from other organization, then consultancy cost. If we are going for the publication, then publication cost must be there. If you want to purchase some textbook or some related data from another organization, that must be there in the budget part. So also the manpower, if you include the manpower for the, so this is the budget requirement tabulated in short for getting the good idea, which is a non-recurring part and recurring part. The non-recurring means the permanent equipment which are there, which you want to use throughout your project, and what are the equipment which are available with you that must be included over there. Okay, so these are the some permanent equipment for this much cost I want. Okay, so this is the total is going to change. Then material cost. So material cost is going to vary. Consumables which are going to vary. Transportation, traveling cost, and other cost. So this is the addition of A and B. Okay. Next is identify the equipment and supplier with the tentative cost. So why after defining the cost, we need to identify which are the supplier available in the market, or if the supplier is from out of India, they're having some connect in India, we need to define that. Okay. So depending upon the equipment, the suppliers are different. The if you want to import some equipment, then other cost may include. But for educational purpose, the some custom duties are exempted. So these are the part of your equipment supply. Which equipment you want, what are the fabrication cost is there, what are the what are the different fabricators are there, who is having specific skill uh, in that particular product. Okay, we need to define that. So detailed cost quotation of the equipment with GST, that is quotation you have to be with you. Other is the material cost with the tentative price, supplier list, fabricator list, fabrication cost for the prototype and the final product. This you have to define clearly. Next is identify the reviewer. So why that identification of reviewer is important? In DST proposal, okay, or some good agency proposal where they are funding in crores or 50 lakhs or in crores. In that case, the reviewer identification is important. Reviewer will we need to give at least four reviewers in that field who is expert in that field. Okay, so the field expert, as per your proposal, expert from the research organization from the government as well as private, some government institute or from the industry or from the R&D organization. You need to collect their full name, their designation, email ID, contact number, also their field interest, also the experience if they are having. Okay, so that must be you have to identify. Next is benefit to the society. So benefit to the society means what? Benefit to the society means a research proposal has wider community and economic impact, enhance our cultural life, and improves environmental sustainability. If the public engagement should also be discussed, so that impact to the society, impact to the nation building, so that must be there. Okay. So while writing the impact statement, the things we need to keep it in mind. Think about the audience while writing the impact statement. Use number to describe the impact of your research proposal. Means clearly it is like a conclusion of your project proposal. We need to confine your, that is numbers we need to define there. Keep the impact statement short and meaningful. Also, everyone who is writing an content should focus on proofreading, because when the in the proposal, content in the writing, we are not aware about the mistake of grammar, punctuation, and the content we are using, where it is plagiarized or not. So proofreading helps in rearranging the document in the proper manner. Okay? So proofreading is important, benefit to the society is important, impact to the society important. So these are the few things which are very important for society and impact part. Next is if you have any question, so I am open to all. So here the few question I'm going to answer here. Can we add traveling in the budget? So this is one question, beautiful question, and I want to answer this question. The first is yes. The answer is yes. We can add the traveling budget in the budget part in the project proposal, where you can, if you want to visit some ongoing research organization where the same kind of research is there, then traveling is allowable and traveling grant is available under the budget part in the project part session. Next question is the patent filing or paper publication budget can we include? Yes. Answer is yes. We can include the budget, okay, in that part. So depending upon your project proposal, if the project proposal is having 50 lakhs or 1 crore or much more amount, okay, in that case the separate part is there for the publication, for traveling, for patent filing, for consultation. So this part you can add in that part, okay. So we are going to end up here the session. So thank you so much for your attention. If you have any query, anything related to this, just contact the Amarnath Landge sir, Professor Amarnath Landge sir. He is the point of contact. Just send email to him. He will direct you to me. Thank you all.